Okay.
Hi, my name is David Figura. I'm currently the outdoors editor for the Post-Standard in Syracuse, New York. I worked at the Times Herald Record from 1986 to 1998, along with Mike Levine, who was at one point my colleague and then my boss. I worked as the South Orange County editor, the Sullivan County editor, and I finished up as the government editor. And it's a pleasure and an honor to read the following column by Mike Levine as part of the fundraising project for his memory. The column I'm going to read is one written by Mike on January 16th, 2007, called "The American Surprise is Workers' Nightmare." Bill Barkey's story is as American as hard work. His revelation is the American surprise. He now asks the national question that won't go away. By 16, he was lifting cartons in the stockroom at the old Broadway Sears. His Newburgh High School diploma earned him a full-time stockroom job. That was 1952. Barkey got a job at DuPont Chemical, cooking in the cafeteria. He transferred to the plant off South Street, trucking bales of coated fabric to the inspector. He didn't like it much, but he kept his mouth shut. The company gave him a test for a chemist assistant in the research lab. Barkey passed it. God, he loved that job, and he was good at it too. DuPont promoted him to tech services. He was their core fam guy, explaining the wonders of synthetic leather. He worked out of an office in the Empire State Building, and he bought a modest home in Newburgh. One day in 1969, he was driving on the Palisades Parkway. Company business, company car. Something went wrong with the exhaust. The crash left him with only one eye. He got workers' comp, and he paid the company back every penny of salary they gave him while he was out. The company sold the car for junk. Barkey was gone, that was that. Some guys might nurse the eye thing into a full-time disability. Barkey got back to work. He got a Teamster's job driving a flatbed truck. He worked the Hudson River as an oil inspector for the river ships and barges. Then he got a job unloading coastal oil barges in the Hudson along Newburgh. He retired 4 years ago. A working life ended. The Social Security check is $1,037. His DuPont pension is $90. He gets a small check from Coastal Oil, and that's it. The tumor grew this spring. Barkey's in chemo now. He's a man of deep faith, and he got this hunch he could beat the cancer. He's trying to meet each medical bill that comes in. There's $1,596 for radiation that Medicare won't cover. He owes his doctor $409.67. Barkey has a private insurance plan that pays for part of his prescription drugs. The other week, the doctor wrote out 3 prescriptions. He went to the drugstore and wrote out a $62 check for the first 2. "Sir, do you want to pay for the 3rd prescription with a check too?" "Sure," said Barkey. "That's what I always do. That'll be $1,430. "Excuse me? That's what it costs for 10 injections. $1,400. Barkey explained that he had a prescription insurance plan. "Good thing," said the druggist. "Otherwise, it would have cost more than $1,700. After nearly a half-century of work and 5 months of cancer, Bill Barkey doesn't have that kind of money to his name. He had a revelation that surprises a society certain of its youth and good health. All the 401k money, all the retirement benefits, all the pensions got wiped out with one major illness. Bill Barkey hung his head, walked out of the drugstore, and went home without the medicine. He's applied for Medicaid, but is afraid he'll lose his house and every last asset he's worked for. And oh yeah, chances are they won't pay for his prescription either. "My taxes were always paid," says Barkey. "I worked hard. I never asked for anything. What am I supposed to do? Go lay on my couch and wait to die?" That's Bill Barkey's question. Here's ours. There are 2 American dreams battling it out. The fashionable version is put forth by the free market radicals. It says the bottom line is money. It says every man, woman, and child for himself. The other version is what we used to call family values. It says a nation recognizes that every person has worth. We don't leave our elderly to die like used up beasts of burden. No more clearly does the battle play out than in the argument over national health insurance. We confront this issue every few years. These days, we seem to be okay with two standards of medicine, one for the protected and one for the vulnerable. But today, Bill Barkey's dilemma begs the question, which America do we want to be?